Good morning, everybody, and this is your SP 500 setups for today. Now, onwards and upwards it is. There's no two ways about that. If you look at what's going on, and you can see that we are not really coming back to test the break, and the break was at 51.12, so that's kind of what you would have expected us to do. No diversions or anything else to worry about. The only thing that we need to be concerned about is that the grouping of the oscillators is starting to happen to the upside. If you look at this on the daily, we do have diversions. So there's a previous swing high, it's a lower high at the moment, and we are sort of continuing in this channel. Let's do that. But at the same time, it is starting to look a little bit tired. You know, it's the diversions from 50-50 all the way up to the current high here. I'm going to delete the channel. We know it's moving up. There's no two ways about that. And the weekly also doesn't fill you with much confidence that we have much more left in the tank. So you can see how we've been oversold pretty much the whole year. And it has been one straight line to the upside. So you definitely don't want to be shorting this, but at the same time you want to pay very close attention to what's going on at the moment. So warning bells are there that you should expect some kind of a pullback. If you look at this on the 3 hour, you'll see we closed off with an inside bar. So I think one of the things you need to do is just put the bottom of that 3 hour bar in, because that is going to have some significance shortly. We do have a gap here. We've got a bit of a cup and handle, a bit of a flag set up, and this measured move. So let's just put the flag in so we all know what we're talking about. There's the flag. We spoke about this. Spoke about it last week. We haven't really had a decent pullback to test it, but nevertheless, it is a flag break, and this move, measured move, is basically from the bottom here all the way up to the top, and then you take it from the bottom of the flag here. So when you do that, you can see there's still quite a bit left for that measured move, and this level is something you need to keep on your charts. It's 5,200. I just want to get rid of the noise and get rid of the flag. Right, so that's the upside target that we have at the moment. We're very, very tired at the moment. Look at how the oscillators are right now. You know, we 94. Let's just round that off to 95. So the oscillator sitting at 95. Last time it happened, which was 96, you can see we kind of drifted down to sideways before actually just getting lost, I suppose, if you look at what the oscillators are doing there. Now, what do we want to do? So, you know, Friday, we set out of this on Friday, which, hindsight being the perfect science, would have been nice to be in on this, but there wasn't really an opportunity apart from this pullback, which I did look at this weekend, and I'll give it to you now. I just want to get both zones in. And again, you know, hindsight's always a perfect science. I just want to put the 3 levels in. And there we go. So you can see in these 3 levels that I've drawn in, you can see all the tails. You can see there's a massive pin bar here, which again, as I say, hindsight being perfect science, was probably one of the first areas to be paying attention to. And you needed to concentrate. There's no two ways about that. If you had concentrated, you would have got a very juicy opportunity. Trend is up, no two ways about that. We're above the 150 EMA, so there's nothing really to be concerned about. You're just looking to buy the dip. And we had a dip which was fairly decent. And there's nothing really setting up for today, which is a bit of a concern, because this is where, you know, the fear of missing out starts becoming a play. So let's have a look at this. We had a sharp move down into this zone. Obviously we had a gap here. There was a daily gap right over there at 50.08. 50.87 was the daily gap. We didn't pay attention to that. We went straight for the pin bar, which is 50.81 and 50.84, and the level further down was 50.79. If I just look to the left on the 15-minute, you'll see the significance of these three levels we've drawn. There's also some 15-minute pin bars here, and there's another pin bar there. So, you know, I keep saying pin bars are becoming a lot more prominent in levels and identifying levels. And myself, I really didn't pick this up. Made the decision to stay out of it because we're just basically going nowhere, just looking on the previous day's work. But hindsight being a perfect science, we were moving up, so you should have looked for a pullback for an opportunity to buy. So would have been a perfect entry here at 50.18. So this 50.84, 50.81, not 50.18. So 50.80 was the entry level. Nice juicy entry for a long. You know, just moving your stop to the previous swing low would have been a 250 point stop loss, but your gain would have been a 2-to-1 trade, to be honest. So what are we looking for today? We're looking for more pin bars, essentially, and there's one right there which would interest me. So there are two levels on the cards, or three levels, should we rather say. First one is this 51.30. We need to pay attention to this. If this holds, so we'd want to see the oscillators grouping to the downside, we'd want to see some structure off here, then that would be an opportunity to get in on it. Then 51.22 is a bit of a better opportunity as far as I'm concerned. And then there's another little level to the downside here at 51.221. So those are the areas that I would be interested in. So you're looking for a pullback onto structure, and you can see it does line up with some hourly structure, but you know, Friday was a massive move up. So you know, often when you have a massive move up like this, you either go into a channel and you start drifting up sideways, or you go into a channel drifting down, which just forms another flag. So I don't want to be jumping in long here. Definitely looking for opportunities lower down, and there is one more opportunity a bit lower down over there. So this area here at 51.12 and then 5100 is definitely something that you'd want to see us test. So I would be paying attention to that. But you know, being a Monday, you'd probably find that this is going to hold us up at 51.30. So don't be too surprised just to see us range here. I'd like to see a pullback before getting in on this, so we'll just have to be patient and wait for a decent setup. At the moment, there's nothing that's brewing. I don't see anything that I really want to get involved in right now. And then the other thing is, this is driven by tech stocks. If you look at the Dow Jones, which we'll do just now, you'll see a different picture there. It really doesn't have this move up. So anyway, driven by the Nasdaq, driven by AI, should we just call it interest? And I'm not too comfortable jumping in for a long here. I think you know, we're looking for the pullback, we're looking for structure. We've got a massive gap here that happened in the day as well, which will also act as a magnet somewhere in the coming few weeks. So anyway, that's kind of my view. Sit tight, don't try and jump in up here, wait for the pullback. If the pullback does happen, and I'll do this on the 50-minute because it'll be some nice scalps here. 51.22, you know, you've got a 150 point stop loss and you'll be targeting the upside, which is 170. So it's a 1-to-1 trade. That's kind of the only structure that I do see at the moment. I don't see us popping higher just yet. I think we'll be a little bit meek and mild until tomorrow. It'll be typical Monday trading. So expect a range, I suppose. Anyway, that's kind of my view for today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.